Oh, what up YouTube? Bob Death Note here again. This time showing you how to solo a red drop on Extinction. Alright, so here we are. Found a red drop, found some enemy sleeping bags next to it, so let's just get those out of the way so I don't have some random Bob spawn next to me and see me doing a red drop. Cause yeah, that could end badly real quick. So, you don't need much here, just a good Giga and Mana. Seems to work as a fairly well combo. And everybody likes to yell at me. Death Note, you forgot to ball up your mana. Guys, we have a mana specifically leveled into health. I believe it has 37k health and a Meteoric saddle, like 80 damage reduction, or excuse me, 80 armor, so nothing special. And it just says follows me around. I have it set whistle to follow and following distance high, so it's not just always right in my booty. And then what we do with that mana is you can hurt these drops yourself. Like they give us tremendous damage to the drop. You'll end up hurting the drop more than the corrupted most of the time. The mana's breath though does not actually damage these drops. So once you clear out all the majority of everything, then you can go ahead and jump off your Giga and use the mana to go ahead and basically clear out the last little things that are stuck on the drop without doing a whole lot of damage to it. So, the drop starts here. You know the drop started when the shield comes up. By the way, that Reaper wasn't part of the drop. It's just in that general area over here in this drop. So, your Giga damages the shield too. I find the shield just annoying and it drops quick anyway, so half the time I just bite the shield to drop it so the stuff starts going after the drop itself and it makes it easier to spot than having to do this giant lap around said shield. All the things that drops most things, the first wave is pretty weak. It gives you a little bit of time to get yourself in position. Wave 2 is when the dinos really start coming. And as you can see, I'm not sure if that one was part of it or not, but stuff just gets stuck random places. Ark's AI being Ark's AI, yeah, you gotta go looking for stuff sometimes. Alright, so we're down to the last few creatures here, the Carnos. Not sure if I get off my Giga and munch the Carnos. I think I'm just too lazy and bite it because, yeah, I've done enough of these red drops at this point to know that I can almost never get the drop below half health, so not much to worry about. Oh, no, I do get off. Alright, so you get to see, this is why we bring the mana and have the mana funnel in us. Now there's just a couple things left, but we don't want to damage the drop with the Giga. The Ice Breath is real, like, touchy around these drops, so you gotta get right up in space for it to register a hit. So I just take a bite if I get it frozen, and then once it's frozen, it quits hitting me. The same thing here, take a bite to get it frozen, and then once it's frozen, I can get right up in there and kill it. And boom, that's the end of round 1. As you saw, it's nothing special, especially round 1. Round 1 is always, like, super easy, it gives you a little bit of time to set up. Alright, now we're going to kick it into fast forward, because, yeah, this is just rinse and repeat at this point. All these dinos are going to keep coming at the drop here, as you see, I just keep circling the drop. But we'll fast forward for these next few levels, just so this video doesn't take 8 days. As you can see, not a couple things left. We jump on the mana, get the things close, and yeah, now we're out looking for random dinos, because, yeah, that's always annoying. Next round spawns, same thing, as you see, rinse and repeat, just keep going around the drop, try to stay far enough away that your Giga actually isn't hitting the drop. Once the drop is on fire, it's at half health, so before it's on fire, you know you're completely good, you ain't gotta worry about it, it's not even at half health yet. I rarely, if ever, get it to on fire anymore, but just so you know, that's how you kind of know. Once it's at on fire, then you want to be a little more cautious. The same thing, as you see, my mana's fine here, just tanking some damage, keeping some of the tames off the drop and on the mana as I munch. Oh, once again, last few dinos are this way, so we jump off our Giga now and freeze the last few with the mana garment. Alpha Trikes, by the way, those are a thing. What they do is they buff all the other dinos, like special dinos in the area. So you want to kill the Alpha Trikes first, so they don't, it makes the other corrupted easier to kill and do less damage to you and your drop. So, we're on wave 4, one dino remaining. I just wanted to jump off and slow it down at this point. This is going to happen to you a lot. Just a random dino is stuck somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't even think Ark knows where it is, honestly. But this just happens. Occasionally they'll be stuck behind the cliff ledges here. As you can see, I'm just walking the outer perimeter. When you're soloing this, you gotta be careful though. If you get too far away from the drop, it will despawn. So as you see, I'm kind of sketchy about going over this edge here and getting too far away. So I think at this point I kick it into orbital cam, maybe? Yeah, here we go. Kick it into orbital cam right here just to check the side of this ledge, make sure I'm not seeing any little thing that's not stuck up on the side there. I see nothing. Oh, we continue our search for said little dino. Kick it back out of orbital cam. And then as you see, we're right at the out of bounds line here. And I happen to notice the stego off in the distance. I'm like, maybe this stego's it. So we bust out the spyglass to check the stego's level, because obviously being a red drop, if it's part of the drop, it's going to be fairly high level. And it's a 120, so that's like right at the border point. I'm like, is it part? Isn't it part? You can see it's outside of the out of bounds line, so it's slowly taking damage here. So this thing's just gonna die at some point. But hey, the drop is over. It wasn't that one. It's still alive. So yeah, it just randomly despawned or died to a wild dino, guys. Just give it some time. Eventually, if they're not close enough to you, it will despawn or die. So better not to leave the area, because if you leave the area, yeah, rip, it's gonna despawn. Alright, so as you see, this is wave 5. This is the hardest wave. This is why we slow it back down so you can see exactly what you're dealing with here. We got wyverns, we got spinos, we got pararacers, some other small stuff. Everything basically dies in 2 bites. I'm using a 740 pop imprinted, fully imprinted Giga here, so it's not a shabby Giga by any means. So it basically 2 bites everything as long as there's not a corrupted or an enraged trike in the area. Enraged trikes, or the alpha trikes, whatever you want to call them, then it'll make everything take 5 or 6 bites. So if you see an alpha trike, make sure you munch that thing first, just so you're not spending days munching everything else. And even on wave 5, guys, with a decent Giga, this thing's a cakewalk. Oh, you see an alpha trike, so we stop here to make sure we get that out of the way so it's not buffing anything else. And we're just doing donuts around the supply drop here, and basically trying to stay far enough away that we're not hitting the supply drop itself. These corrupted creatures don't do a ton of damage as long as you stay up with it, so it's better to let them like pile up, and then just, if you have to, get close. But like there, you saw me hit the drop, and how much more is it sparking now? Like I just did more damage than the corrupted did probably the whole round with that one bite. So just try to make sure you're not biting the drop itself with your Giga, guys, because yeah, if anything is gonna kill the drop, it's probably gonna be you. And then once again, that's what the man is for. So you can just get the big stuff that you can bite from far away, at these little cardos and stuff towards the end. You use the Metagarma so you don't actually have to bite the drop and screw yourself. Oh, hit the drop there, but it was at the end, whatever. And that is the red drop complete. Easy as that, guys. Like, this is clearly easily soloable if you just wants to come over here and get you some loot when you got some free times on your hands. This is the way to get all your best the best way anyways, to get your flag BPs and your other high level BPs. I mainly am hoping for flag BPs and mech BPs, but you get a lot of other random good BPs. All the extinction stuff, Velonosaur BPs, Managarma BPs. I have gotten Theory BPs and other BPs out of here too. So good way to get you a lot of good BPs if your tribe needs BP, guys. And an easy way, as you saw. Now, just in case PvP pops up, because all my videos are artificial PvP, I could get jumped at any time. We got the gas bag to hold all the weight for this stuff, and we puff the gas bag up and stay on it. We've whistled our Giga neutral at this point in case somebody just jumps in and starts mushing, so the Giga will help, and then boom, something aggro's, and when we whistled, the gas bag was already out. Forgot to put the gas bag on passive. Lol. So let's get the gas bag on passive so it doesn't run away from me again. And yeah, we try to stay on this gas bag as much as possible because a puff up gas bag is tanky, so if something just runs up and starts biting you, gives you a second to figure out what's going on and not die, so you can try to react to said bobs attacking you. So as you see, I try not to get off the gas bag as much as possible here. I stay on the gas bag so I can jump right back on it if raiders pull up on me while I'm doing this. And then too, guys, I bring extra food and water by upload, so if a bunch of dudes pop on the server, they're probably here to do drops too, and you're gonna get Sorry about that, YouTube. I got this Turtle Beach that turns itself off every 15 minutes, so it just turned itself off there. We're back with you now, though. But yeah, if a bunch of dudes jump on to do drops, keep extra food and water in your upload, and just go pop to another dead server. I just do these on random dead servers. We don't control this extinction server that I'm doing these drops on right now. This is just a random low pop server that I jumped on to do some drops. And like I said, all my stuff's official, so you can get jumped at any moment. You just gotta risk versus reward. How much stuff am I going to get out of this before versus my risk of what I'm going to lose? And this is not a good example of the loot you're going to get out of red drops. I got some pretty horrible loot this time around. I honestly been wanting a good assault rifle DP, so I actually needed that. Most people would consider that junk, but I didn't have that in my arsenal yet, and the assault rifle can put out some serious DPS very quickly, but it's not fun to farm the ammo for that thing, so not a highly recommended weapon, but definitely a good tool in the arsenal for stuff like spiders, anything without a saddle basically. A spider, a wyvern, a griffin, it will shred those things very quickly. Base damage on an assault rifle is 40 damage. You times that by how fast you can shoot 40 bullets, I mean, and once you get a good one that does even more than 40 damage, that just shreds through. They're highly effective against spiders too, because you can shoot faster than you can grapple you, so you just unload the clip at them, pop out as you're unloading, and then pop back in as you finish off your clip, and the spider never can get a chance to grapple you because he's getting shot the whole time as long as you're doing it right. So now, we ball up real quick. If anybody was getting ready to jump me, they probably got so confused and just rolling out in the gas bag, but hey, gas bag's good weight. They cruise, as you can see. Once you get the hang of how to fly these things, you can cruise on a gas bag fairly quickly, get from point A to point B, and avoid most everything. And base gas bags, at least our base gas bags, are around 5,000 weight, I want to say is what they pop at. So this is just a normal soaker gas bag that I'm using, so no extra levels in the weight, and it's still got more than enough weight to carry everything and get me around. The only problem you gotta worry is splatting if you hit the ground like I did too hard there. Occasionally when there's lag spikes, as you can see, I got shot up in the air a little bit towards my landing more than I wanted to, and I ran out of air by the time I come back down. In a pinch, you can just jump off your gas bag. If you're not riding the dyno, it doesn't take fall damage, so if you're gonna splat the gas bag, you can just jump off it before it hits the ground so it doesn't take fall damage. But as you can see, most people don't think about the gas bag when it comes to flying around the map, but once you get good with this thing, it flies very, very well and goes very, very far, very, very quickly. Tell me that wasn't a cruise on a gas bag. Hopefully, y'all show the gas bag a little more love now. After that right deal. Yeah, bam. We're back at a terminal, guys. We're safe. We're ready to head off the server with our loot. It's easy as that. You guys could solo red drops all day long and get you good loot too. As you see, I do element veins while I'm waiting on new red drops to come down. That's what all that dust was, so you can get dust too. Alright, ProBob, another how-to video. We're out, YouTube. I hope it helps you. Peace.